Okay guys, welcome back to our 2D Breakout series. This is our fifth and final episode in the series. If you guys are new here, please do go ahead and subscribe if you enjoy making video games. That's what we're doing here. We're currently making a classic game called Breakout. My name's Gino and I create video games in my spare time, so this is our second series. If you haven't seen the first one, please go give that a watch. It was a 2D runner platformer. Basically you just had to run from one side of the scene to the other while dodging obstacles and enemies. And in this series, let's go ahead and open it up. So this is our episode plan for today. We've still got quite a few things to do, like adding in some extra levels to our game. We'll add in probably about 2 or 3 more levels just because they take a while to make. So if you want, you can add more later on in your spare time. And then we got to go ahead and detect how many blocks there are in each scene, and then once we've broken all of them, we need to go and load in our second level and our third level and so on. And then after that, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and add in our score count at the top of the screen and our lives count, so that when you play the game, as a player, you can see what's happening, how many lives you got left, and as well as what's your score. And then what we want to do next is we want to go and add in a pause menu. So when you pause the game by pressing escape probably, or maybe we'll add in a little button at the top. When you press this button or press escape, you will be presented with a menu with a button that can take you back to the main menu or exit the game even, we'll see. And then after that we need to add in our final menu, which is a game over menu. So either if you die by using all your lives, or you just finish the game completely, then we want to present the user with a menu with a few options. Probably they'll probably be like go back to the main menu or probably exit the game. It's probably the only thing we have to do. But for now, I think, seeing as we've got quite a few things to do, we're going to jump back into it straight away. I have opened up Unity just to save us some time once again. So what was the first thing on the list? So the first thing is add in some more levels. So let's go ahead and we are gonna duplicate our blue block. So we will, let's see, can we duplicate this? No. So let's go copy and paste it, maybe. Copy and paste. Okay, so let's go, if we go back to our scene, what we can do is we can just simply drag in a blue block. We'll just change the name of it to, let's say, we'll make a red block for now. Just like that. And then what we'll do is we'll drag that straight into our prefabs and create an original. And then we can go ahead and delete this red block because we need to customize this quick. What else do we want to do? Actually, let's go ahead and put that back. Okay, so we put that back. Now let's create maybe a green one. Green, I forgot the N. You guys can make as many blocks as you want. For this series, we're just going to make the 4 different colors. They're pretty much exactly the same, just changing the colors. Okay, so let's go ahead, where have they gone? So here, let's go open our green block, and then what we need to do is we need to actually change the color of it. So let's go ahead and change this one to green, because we are using a green block for this one. Let's see about that one, maybe that color looks good. What else do we need to change? We need to change, okay, box collider stays the same, sprite render we changed the color, and then block stays the same. Okay, so that's it, I think. And then for the next one, we made a red one. So let's go open that, change the color, make it a bit darker maybe. Okay, that looks good. So I think that's fine. So then what we want to do is we actually need to create our explosions now. So once again, we need to go back to our scene and make a new red explosion by changing this to red like that, and then we will copy and paste that and change this one to green, and then take the 1 out of it. So now we have our red and our green explosion, but now we need to drag these in. Okay, so you can only drag one at a time, so let's go and drag in our green explosion, create that as an original prefab. Or we did a green one, so let's go ahead and delete that. And then we'll drag in our red explosion, create an original, and then we can go ahead and delete that because we don't need it anymore. So now we just need to open our prefab quick and change the color. So let's change the color to red, make that one a bit dark, and then the other one a little bit lighter, so probably like that maybe. And then let us go add a tag onto. No, we don't need to do that. We need to add in a, what is it? Clearly nothing. So we'll go untagged. Or let's just go. What is it? Can we just go back? Yeah. Okay. So we'll leave that as untagged, and then we can save that, and then do the same thing to our green block. Add in some green explosions to it. So change that one to a bit darker, and then add in a little bit lighter. So hopefully that looks good. We're not going to go ahead and look at it right now. We'll see it for the first time when we spawn the new explosions. So hopefully we haven't really changed anything apart from the color, so they should work how the other ones work. So let's go ahead and create our first level. So, well, our second level, shall I say. So if we create a new empty, we'll call this level 2. And now we can, first of all, we'll just go ahead and disable that so we can't see it. And then for our level 2, what we want to do is we just want to drag in the blocks that we want. So we created a red block, so we'll add in a red block. And then we also created a green block, so we'll go ahead and add a green block. And now what we want to do is we just want to place these in the scene wherever you want. So for this, let's go, first of all, let's see. So let's go and say that, put that as 3, and this one also at 3, so that they're at the same height. And then we can go ahead and move this one closer, just like that. And now, if we select these, add them into our level 2, we can go and create a level 2 prefab, but it looks like we already have that. So let's see what this one is. Okay, so we already have level 1 and level 2. So we will go ahead and delete this one, delete that, and we are just going to rename this to level 3, like that, and then hopefully drag that in, hopefully that works. Okay, so there we go. So now we can first of all get rid of this out of our scene and put that back as our starting level. And now let's go ahead and edit this in our actual prefab view. So what we want to do is let's go ahead for our green block, we'll just move it a little bit closer like that. And then let's go ahead and copy those and paste them, hopefully just put them next to each other. So just like this. And then let's first of all, let's go back and see how many we can fit next to each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's go back and see. We want to have 7 next to each other. So that's 4. So then we need probably these ones. Then put these over here, like this. So that's gonna be the pattern for our 3rd level, I think it is. So if we go ahead and copy those, paste them, what we can do is just put them underneath each other. Just like that. But now we actually want to go and shift this a little bit like this, so that just so it doesn't look like we have a solid rectangle of the same color. This way we can see the different blocks. Okay, so we're gonna need to go ahead and delete this one, get rid of a green block, and we want to duplicate this one and add this one right here. So for that, let's go and add get the Y value of this one, sorry, the X value, So first of all, let's see if we can do something. Okay, so the x value of this one is minus 9.21. So let's just go and copy that and put this back in here. So we were nearly there, just a few off. And then, just to make this look better, we'll go ahead and push this right up to about there. And then what we want to do is just copy and paste all of them and shift them down a bit, just like that. We could probably put in more, I guess, like this maybe another one. Okay, so you get it. If you want to design your own levels, you can do that. For us to just save time in this video, we're just going to keep it like that. So that's going to be our third level. Let's just go ahead and see if our second level is named correctly. It is not, so we need to change that. Okay, so for our second level, we need to, first of all, I think we actually need to create our explosions for these colors. So first of all, let's go ahead and change the name of them because they are actually wrong. So we want pink block, pink. Okay, first of all, we need to change the color of these as well. So pink, 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 pink. All of these. Go and change all of our pink blocks. Hopefully they're all the same color in the scene. So if we go ahead and move those up. Okay, so these are all our yellow, orange ones. So let's go ahead and change this to orange. Orange block, just like that. And then we want to do the same for our blue blocks. Since they are not actually blue, but they are yellow, we can go ahead and rename it to yellow block. And then we have to do the exact same thing for our level 3. So these colors actually match the name of the block, but we want to get rid of this number at the end, so we're going to select all our green blocks. Not that one. Green, 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 all of them. So there probably is an easier way to do this, but I don't know. So like I said, I've only been doing this for about a year, so I'm still learning as I go. So let's go ahead and say green block, just like that. And then for the rest, we want to set, set the red block, just red block's name just to red block, and get rid of the numbers, just like we did to the other 3 colors. So just like that, go ahead and say red block. So that looks good. Let's see, are there any numbers? No. Okay, perfect. So that's good. Now let's go back to our scene and see. So we've created our, okay, first of all, let's go ahead and create those explosions, because we need an explosion for our yellow block. Yellow block, or yellow explosion, drag that into our prefab, create an original. And then we need, I think it was an orange one. Let's go orange explosion and drag that in. Don't replace, so drag that in again, put it there, create an original one, and then we can go ahead and delete that. Then all we need to do is change the color, so an orange one, we'll keep that as a light one, and then we'll add in a fairly darker one, maybe like that, and save that. And then same as for yellow one, add in a yellow color, a light yellow color, and then probably a little bit darker, like that. So hopefully all of those work perfectly fine, and we don't have to do anything to fix them. So let us see. What's next? Detect when the level is finished. Okay, so first of all, we need to when we launch the game, let's go back to our game scene. So when we first press play on our scene, or on our game, we actually need to go ahead and count how many blocks there are. So let us do that. So if we go to where is it, global script game manager. So in our game manager, we first of all need to access our game manager in our scene, because currently we're only using it in our what's it called, in our other scene, in our menu scene. So we want to create an empty object in our game scene, rename it to game manager, just like that. And then we need to go and add in our game manager script, and having this in our game scene will allow us to use these, like our main menu scene, to pop us back over into our main menu, and also to exit the game through using the exit game function. So that's a bonus, we don't have to recreate that. So we'll go ahead and just pop that at the top, probably under global manager. Okay, so let's see. Now we need to somehow figure out how to at the start, or let's see. We need to, at the start of the game, we need to go and count how many bricks there are. So let's go and say first of all we need to get our start menu back, start function, sorry. Start, and then we need to have a reference to our tag, or do we put different tags on them? Let's see, where is it? Level 1 pink block. Okay, so they've all got block on them, so that should help. So let's go here and say, first of all, copy this, duplicate that, and create a block string called block. Having this here will allow us to go into the scene and look for all the elements or all the game objects that have a tag of block. That's what we're going to use that for. So if we go and create, let's say int number of blocks is equal to, or just, well, we won't initialize it yet, so we'll do that in the start of our game. So let's go and say number of blocks. Let's have, it makes more sense. Okay, so number of blocks is equal to game object dot find objects with tag, because they're going to be multiple objects, and the tag that we want to look for is our block dot length. Okay, so that's going to give us the number of, well, different game objects with the same tag of block. So if we go ahead and say debug dot log number of blocks, we should now print, well, first of all count all of our blocks. So let's see, can we select all of these and just see how many we got? Okay, so we can't do that. Anyway, so let's go ahead and play the game and see if we actually get anything. So let's switch to our console. Can you see this? So there, yeah, you can see that. So now you can see we've actually got 56 blocks in this level, or in the game so far. And if we go ahead and put our update, if we go and just rather replace this and put it here, just uncomment that quick, you should see that it's going to print out like 56,000 times until we start breaking them, I think. So there you go. So let's see, if we go ahead and break them, we should see that decreases. So 56, 54, 53, you get the point. So that's working nicely. So we can go ahead and replace that. So uncomment that out and get rid of that. So now that we've got our the number of blocks in the scene, we can go ahead and say if the number of blocks is equal to 0, then we want to just load in our new scene, or our new level. And so in our update function, we want to go, if the number of blocks is equal to 0, let's say load in block level, probably. I'll just leave it like that for now. So we're going to create this function. Let's go ahead and do that. So let's go public Actually, let's make it private for now because I don't think we need to access it from anywhere. So public void load block level. Okay, so that looks good. So let's see. Now we want to say, first of all, we need to somehow create like a collection of all of our levels. So to do that, we're going to go into our game manager object, so that's this one, and here well, first of all, in our script we need to say, what is it, we need to create an array of, I think they're transforms. So let's say serialized field transform, let's say block levels, just like that. And we want this to be an array, so we want this to be an array of transforms, so like this. So now if we save that, we go back into our game manager in the inspector, we can see here that we now have a list of block levels, but at the moment it's empty. So let's go, we've made three levels, so let's go ahead and add 3, press enter. So now we have space to drag in our levels. So let us do exactly that. We can drag in our first level, just like that. Same thing for the second level, and then the same thing for the third level. Perfect. So now that we have access to this, we can simply say, well, we can go back to our load in block level and say, let's say, so after our blocks are equal to 0, we want to go ahead and instantiate our new level. So let's go and say instantiate, what is it, block levels, I think it was. What do we name it? Block levels. Block levels. And here we want to go to the next one. So let's see. Okay, so we're gonna need a reference to what level we're on. So if we go to, well, let's just do this, int level number is equal to 1. So we're always going to start on level 1, so we'll go ahead and set that to 1. So if the number of blocks is equal to 0, we want to just pass, well, we want to increase our level number, so let's go level number plus plus, which, so we'll add in an extra, well, we'll add 1 to our level number, so it should go up to level 2, and then when we finish level 2, we should load in the third level. So let's go back to our instantiate, so block levels, and then we want to tell it which level, so let's say level number, and then we want to go and say vector 2.0, and then quaternion dot identity, so just like this. So that's good. Alright, okay, so let's save that and let's go back to our inspector. So when this finish loads, okay, so let's go and fix this quick. So if we go to ball, we simply just need to change this to capital, and that should fix it. And then we want to go and replace this so we don't get errors. Just one there, I think that's it. Yeah, that looks good. So let's go back. Okay, so let's just do that for more. Let's see, compact is absolutely. Okay, let's just go play this and see if we get rid of these errors. Hopefully we get no errors. Okay, so we're still getting that print out of how many blocks we've got, so let's just go get rid of that because we don't really need that, we know it works. So that's great. So just to see if this actually works and if it loads in our new level, I'm just going to go ahead and change the first level. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead, and this is going to take a while, but let's just do it for now. We'll just go and disable them. Maybe that will work. I'm not quite sure. We'll see. So if we go ahead and disable those like that, we're just gonna break these blocks, and then, well, actually, let's just make it even quicker. And we will do that, and let's just put this back so we can see if we only read 2 blocks. So if we do only read in the 2 blocks, then this should work. So hopefully that says 2. Okay, that does say 2. So if we press play, okay, so we need to change, well, we need to reference that again because we changed it. We have to go back into our ball and drag in our rigid body again, just like that. Let's see, panels grab, I don't know why that one's not in here, but we'll go ahead and add that in as well. So let's go ahead and see if this works. Hopefully, once we break our second one. Okay, so that doesn't work. Don't know why. Actually, wait, let's see. Update if number of boxes equal to 0. Load. So let's just go here and say debug.log, and then here we want to go and say level, new level. Let's just say new level. We'll see if that gets printed out, then there is clearly something wrong with the instantiate. So let's see, play. And we'll break these blocks. Okay, so we don't get any, nothing's being called or nothing's being printed, so let's go see why. So update, load in block level. Let's see. Okay, let's have a look and see. So this should, interesting. So if the number of blocks is equal to 0, well, let's just do this. We'll go ahead and put debug, spell this wrong correctly, debug.log new level, like that. So we will see if this is being called. So we'll go ahead and play this and then see if we break these blocks. So that's still not getting printed out for some reason. Let's just, okay, so let's go ahead and unpause that. Go out of game mode. So this update function is not actually being called for some reason, which it should be. Let's just check debug.log, because this should be called every frame. And let's say new level. It doesn't make sense, but we'll see if it works. So we should see new level being printed multiple times throughout the gameplay. Okay, so it is working. So let's go ahead and change this. So if the number of blocks is equal to 0, let's go and say if it's less than or equal to 0, then we'll load in a new level. So let's see if that works. Or okay, so I know what's happening. Okay, so if we go here and say debug.log, because we are only counting the number of blocks at the beginning of the scene, we are setting that value to, in this case of this level, to 2 at the moment. So we'll see. Let's go number of blocks plus number of blocks. So that's going to print out every frame how many blocks are left in the scene. So you'll see in here that we are constantly printing out 2 no matter if we've broken these blocks or not. So let's see. So we've broken 1 and we're still getting 2. Number of blocks is equal to 2, 2, 2 all the way. And that is because we're not actually telling the game that we've broken this block. So one way to do this would be to simply remove this and just put it in our update function. So we could do that and that should work. Or what we could do is we could have a global value of number of blocks in our global manager, and every time we break a block we could just reduce 1 from that number. So if we play this now, so you see now that we have no blocks remaining, our new level gets spawned, so that's what we want. But we actually want to somehow put this in the right place. But anyway, we'll see. So at the moment it's working, but we need to go ahead and add the hour animation to this because it's not working for those colors. So let's go, what is it? 4 do we do in here? Okay, so play effect, pink effect. So what we need to do is we just need to copy this. And then what we want to do in here is copy pink and blue. And we need to change this to red and green. Just like this, red and green. And then same for this, so let's go red and green. Perfect. And then we need to go ahead and change this down here so that when we collide with a pink block, oh sorry, a red block, we play the red effect. And when we collide with a green block, we play the green effect. So let's go ahead and drag those in by creating a reference to our transforms and calling this red, and this one green, I think it was, yeah, green. And then if we go back to our ball prefab, we can then open our prefab up and drag in our red effect, which is our red explosion, as well as our green explosion. And then let's just drag that in there so that when we respawn our ball, we don't get any errors. Okay, so let's see if this works. Okay, so now let's break these blocks and hopefully, okay, so we're still not okay, we only added a red and green, so let's do this again. So now we need to add in another 2 and say, what was the other one? Orange. And I think the other one was yellow. And same for this. I think we only had these colors. I'm not too sure, maybe there might be more. So orange and yellow. Change this again. Orange and yellow, like that. And then what we want to do is copy and paste this again. And then here we want to go, if the object name is equal to orange, an orange block, we want to play the orange effect. Like that. And if the name is equal to a yellow block, we just want to play the yellow effect. So hopefully that will work. So let's go ahead and drag in those. So in our ball script we want to drag in our yellow explosion as well as our orange explosion. Perfect. So let's see. Let's go play the game. Now hopefully it works. You never know. So we still get our blue and our pink ones, and we're still not getting our other explosions. Let's have a look and see why. Okay, so let's see. Untagged. Interesting. So let's see here. On collision, if the ball is equal to block. Did we add in our block tag to these first of all? Let's see. Which let's see. Green block we added. Blue block is got block. Orange. Okay, first of all, where is our orange block? So we didn't create a prefab of that. So let's go into our level. Create an orange prefab just like that. And then as well for our yellow one, create that one. What else was there? There was a red block, we got that. First of all, let's just go ahead and sort this out. Blocks, just to make things a lot cleaner. So blue block, green block, orange block, pink block, red block, and yellow block. I think that's all of them. We'll drag those into our blocks. And create another one for our explosion. Explosion. Call the explosion, not an effect. So blue, explosion, green, orange, pink, red, and yellow. Put those in there. Okay, and then let's just because we can, let's go ahead and create levels. And then we'll just drag in our 3 levels into our levels, just like that. Okay, so let's see. These have all got the tag of block on them. In our level 2, these should all have a tag of block. They do, and same for level 3. They should all have a block tag on them, which they do. So perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and play that. Never know, maybe we get lucky and it works, and it actually works. So we play that, a blue one, a pink one, and I'm still not seeing the other colors. Okay. So let's see, maybe I need to change something here. So play effect. Transform, collision, yeah, collision, okay, destroy effect, game object after 1.5 seconds. So let's have a look. Let's see, why is this not working? It's got nothing to do with our paddle, so we shouldn't be looking in there. Let's get rid of that because we don't really need that at the moment. Okay, so there is really no reason for this not to be working. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply go into our blocks and just add in a green block just to see if they work. Orange block, a yellow block, what else? 1, 2, 3, a red block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we've got all our different colors, so let's see if these actually work. And we can work from there. So red one works, blue one works, pink one works, green one works, and orange one doesn't, nor does that one. Okay, so let's see what's different. So red block works, we have a block tag on it. Did we drag in our effects? Maybe that's why. So where's our effects? On our balls. Okay, so if we go back to our ball, yeah, they're all there. Very interesting. Okay, so all of our explosions are there. I'm pretty sure we did the same thing to all of these things, all of our blocks when we created them, because they're not different. So let's see, red block is over here. What's the difference between that and that? So just the color, that's all. Red block and yellow block. Is our code correct? That's the question. So let's see. Maybe we got our tag wrong. Yes, we did. So orange needs to be capital, and so does yellow. So let's see. Hopefully that will work. So let's just go ahead and delete all of these. We don't need those. Delete them. So this should work. Once we load in our new level, we should straight away see our explosions. So there we go. So that works. Orange is still not working. So hold on, let's see. Did we spell it wrong again? Well, let's see. Yeah. Okay, so this needs to be a capital. Well, it doesn't need to, but we need to. You see, if you spell them wrong or spell them differently, including case sensitive, then things will not work. So just make sure that you correct all of that if it's wrong like mine. Okay, so let's go ahead and play this. Blue one works, orange one works, yellow one works. Okay, so let's see, orange one. Still not. We will get there eventually. Okay, let's see, default. Okay, well, clearly they have not updated. Why is this not updated? This should automatically update. Let's see, apply. No. So if we go and apply all, level 2. Let's just rename this and see if it works. Orange block, like that. So if we save that, hopefully, no. So we clearly are not using our prefab here. So let's just see yellow block. If we change this to yellow, maybe. Rename file, that works. And then we go to level 2. No, so that's not working. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and delete level 2 because something is messed up there. It's not really using our prefabs. Let's see if it works for level 3. So here we got our red blocks and our green blocks. So if we just change that, and that's also not working. Why is that not working? Level 3, okay. Okay, so let's just do this. We'll delete this one, and then delete that. Green block, and we'll delete that. And then we can see that these are not prefab, so if we drag that in, that's fine. And then also a red block. Do that. This is going a lot longer than I thought it was, so we're going to have to redo all of this, unfortunately. Unless there is an easier way to do this. If there is, please let me know. Let's go ahead and delete that. So we need a green block. So let's go ahead and copy that, because then it will be on the same Y value. Copy and paste. Put this over here somewhere, like that maybe. Copy and paste it again. And put that over there. No, sorry. That goes one to the left, like that. Copy and paste that, and then put this over here probably. And then what we'll do is we'll copy and paste this and just put this over there. And then, okay, so this doesn't really matter, but let's just do it. Paste this and put it over there, and then copy and paste. Copy and paste that and put it there. Okay, so we're just gonna leave that like that. A nice small, what's it called? A small level. So hold on, let's see. Maybe it's because I changed the name of it. So no, that's okay. Yeah, that probably is why. But okay, so that we'll just leave that like that. Doesn't really matter. Actually, it does matter, because then it's not gonna play the explosion. So let's just go ahead and rename this to green block. That, and then red block. This. change that to red. Red block, okay. So that's fine. And then let's just go ahead and play and see what happens. So the animation or the effect for our okay, so that's working, but our orange block is not working for some reason. So if we go put this here, okay, so yeah, our yellow one is not working. Which, let's see, yellow block, yeah, let's just change that to block. And then what we need to do is we need to change okay, I don't know why it's not working, it's a bit weird. Let's go ahead and see. Okay, first of all, let's go back to our scene, drag in our yellow block, and then what else? Let's just add one of each. Red block, green block, and a pink block. So the first one, pink and blue, definitely. Okay, that's not pink. Or it says it's pink. Okay, that needs to be pink. That. Okay, play that. Let's just see what happens. Clearly, I'm messing things up as we go, so we might actually have to have a fifth episode, sixth episode. Yellow, pink, red. Okay, so something. The second one, the orange one, is actually playing a pink animation, pink explosion. So you can see that it's playing a pink explosion somehow. So let's see. Pink, well that's going to do in our code probably. Pink explosion, so let's see, pink, where's pink? Yellow, break, orange, green, red, pink, pink, that's fine, blue, blue. Do we drag in the wrong animation? Pink, pink, blue, blue, red, red, green, green, orange, orange, yellow, yellow. Okay, so we've messed up something which has confused me a lot, but we're gonna figure it out. So let's see, which one is this? That's yellow. Clearly this one is called, so that's pink, which is weird. So what's this one? That's orange, and the pink block is also orange. Okay, so let's go ahead and change the pink one to back to pink, like that. Go back to our scene, and hopefully that now fixes everything. So go ahead and delete that, and we'll go ahead and delete that, and then we'll go ahead and delete this, where is it, this one, just because we've already got our pink one. Drag in our orange one, so this one, okay, so that's pink. Okay, perfect. So hopefully that fixes everything. Let's see. So blue animation, pink animation, green animation, yellow animation, orange animation, and red animation. Okay, so we're still not getting our orange animation over here. So you know what we're gonna do, just to fix that, because we messed things up somehow, we are going to go here and just delete all of these blocks, delete them. And just because this is taking forever, we're nearly at an hour now to create our levels, we're just going to drag in some random blocks just like this. Pink, orange, more orange, green, we'll put a bit of everything, yellow, blue, yellow, orange, pink, and let's put another green one. Okay, so that's going to be our level 2. So green, let's say green, change those to green block, change all of our pink ones, which there are only 2, to pink block, like that. Hopefully that's fine. Our orange one, which we've got 3 of, so we'll change these to orange block, and our yellow block, which we have also got, okay, so we've got 2 of, so yellow block, and our blue block, which we've also got 2 of, change that to blue block. Okay, so let's see, if we play this, hopefully hopefully, fingers crossed, these work. So that works. We know these 3 work. Or these 6 works. These 6 work actually. So that works. That works. That works. And let's try the orange one. Okay, so our orange one is now working. Okay, so we somehow need to get off of there. Okay, so that's working. So let's go ahead and unplay it, or get out of that. So I think that's it for our animations. Let's have a look. Level 3. Okay, so that's also working. So let's just go ahead and... Okay, we're just going to select some random ones and place them back in the scene, because we don't really need all of them. So we'll go ahead and... Well, that's a bit... Okay, you know what? Why not? Let's just go and put all of them in the scene. Okay, so back to where we started. Except for, we need to get rid of these ones. Delete them. Okay, that's fine. So that's fine. Let's see what else is on the list. So add in some more levels, detect when the level is finished, and load a new level. Add in a score counter to the scene. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to go ahead and add in our canvas. So let's go and create, well, if we create our UI text, we automatically get given a canvas. So we don't have to create it from scratch. So let's go and say, okay, so this is the text. Let's say score is equal to 000 for now. So if we double click on that, we'll see that's where our score is. So make that bigger. You can probably put this in top right, left maybe. Make this a little bit bigger like that. Can probably center it to the left maybe. Probably move it a bit so it's not touching the side. And then let's go ahead and change the color to maybe, let's see, nice red color maybe. So what does that look like? Okay, so that's fine. Maybe we can bring the font size down a bit. That's fine. Let's go 40 just to round the number. 40 should be fine. And then we can probably move it up a bit. And while we're at it, we're just going to go ahead and create the same thing, but for our lives. So let's go lives. We'll leave it as lives, and this will be score. Like that. And what we could do is maybe... Let's see, what does that look like? Okay, that doesn't look nice. So we'll go and center that on that side. And then we will position this on this side of the screen, like that. And what we're going to start off with lives, well, we're going to have a maximum of 3 lives, so we'll go ahead and put that over there. We will update them in the what's it called, in the script. So first of all, let's see if we can actually see that. So that's nice. Okay, so cool. So let's go into, well, let's go ahead and create a new script. And in the script we will control all of our UI. So let's go UI manager. And we can go ahead and open that. Okay, that's open, and in our scene we now need to create a UI manager game object. So let's see, create empty. Let's go UI manager, like that. And then we want to go ahead and add in our UI manager script, like that. Okay, so in here we want to first of all import our, I think it's unity.ui, so we can get access to our text. So let's go and say serialize field. No, okay, so we need to make this public. I think public, so we can update it from other scripts. So public text score text, and then we'll just go ahead and duplicate that and change that to lives text. And at the start, what we want to do is we want to go and say score text dot text is equal to 0, and then the same thing, 0.2 to string. See if that works. Okay, so let's go and say, we'll just put it in a string for now. So here we want to go and say for our lives, the same thing, lives text dot text is equal to 3, because we are going to start off with 3 lives. Like that. And then in our update, we are just going to update this. So we have a global script here, and this is where we're going to keep track of our score. And then we are also going to keep track of our, what am I doing? Public lives. Public int lives is equal to 3. So what we can do in our UI manager, instead of doing this, we can just go, first of all, go here and say, we need, global manager. Okay, so we need to get access to our global manager. Okay, so let us go and do this. We'll copy that. What am I doing? And then we will paste it here just so that we can copy all of this, because this is going to be exactly the same. And go ahead and delete that. And then in our UI manager, we want to go and put this here. So this is going to allow us to get access to these values. So global manager, we also need access to. So global manager. Okay, first of all, let's see what we have. Global manager we've got, so we need global script like that, and then we also need our global manager tag, so that is over here. So copy that and paste that over here. What am I doing? Okay, so that should be fine. We shouldn't get any errors now. So now what we can do is, instead of having this value here, we can simply go and say global manager, no, global script, sorry, global script dot score dot to string, like that. And the same thing for our lives, we can go global script dot lives dot to string. And then to update these, we simply want to go and put the same thing in the update function. We could get rid of these because let's just do that, so that is unnecessary, because this is going to be called every frame. So if we go ahead and play the game, first of all, let's go ahead and drag in some of our text elements. So score goes into score, lives goes into lives. Did we save it? Yeah, we did. Okay, so let's see if this works. So you should see our score gets set to 0 and our lives get set to 3. So that's perfectly fine. But what we want to do is we actually want it to say score and lives. Is it okay? So score, we've set the wrong one. Score text, score. Oh, we dragged in the wrong ones. UI manager, lives, score. Okay, interesting. Anyway, so let's go and say, or did we set them wrong? Okay, no, we didn't. Anyway, so let's, in here we'll say, well, let's just do this. Read only string score. Actually, because we're gonna name them the same thing, there's no point. Let's just go here and say score plus. So that will give us the score text at the beginning, and then same thing for our lives. Let's go lives. So now if we go back, we should see the only thing that should change is our score. Instead of having 3 zeros, it should just say score 0. But for some reason, we have swapped them. Interesting. Okay, let's figure this out. So let's see, score is that one. Okay, so we named them wrong, so this needs to be lives. And then we'll just name this to score. And then for the UI manager, I'll just drag in score and lives. So that, hopefully that fixes it. I have a feeling that it's not going to fix it. Okay, score 3 lives, or score 0 lives 3, so that's fine. That works. Okay, so now all we need to do is in our ball script, because we already have access to our global script, this should be fairly simple. Whenever we let's see, collide with a brick, which is here, if the collision.game object is equal to a brick, we simply want to go and say score global script.score plus equals, let's say about 5. We'll give them 5 points for breaking each brick. And then what we want to do for our lives is, if we collide with the out of bounds, we can go and say reduce lives. So let's go and say same thing, global script.lives is minus equals 1, I think. You could go minus minus or minus equals 1, I think it's the same thing. Let's have a look. So we'll save all of those, jump back into our game, and let's have a look and see if things work. Hopefully they do. So we should see our score go up by 5, so 5, 10, 15, so that works. And as soon as we lose a life, that our lives goes down by 1, so that works. That's good. So now you'll see that if we lose another life, we can just keep spawning, and then obviously our lives, if we die again, it's just going to go into negative. So obviously that's not what we want, but that is where we come to our next task on the list. So, well, our final task, which is game over menu. So let's go ahead and create, well, let's just do this one first. So add in the in-game menu to quit to main menu. So what we want to do is we want to create a new panel, just like this. So, and we will call this panel our pause panel. We can probably leave it full screen. Let's go ahead and change the color, probably make it a little bit transparent, or maybe add in a little bit of a red color. Maybe, let's see, red or blue. We'll say red, and then maybe, or let's say black, and then we'll just reduce the opacity so that we can't really see much. So we'll leave that like that. And then in here, what we want to do is we just want to add in some buttons. So let's go, or rather, let us see if we can just copy our buttons from here. So play game, and well, for this case, yeah, let's just copy both and see. So let's go back into our game scene, and in our panel, wherever it went, panel over here, let's go and paste as child. So that's perfect. So now we just need to position them. So let's see. So if we select both, we can move them somewhere here. Okay, so that's good. So let's go and put them probably in the middle somewhere. Let's say about there. I don't know if that's in the middle, but we'll see. Okay, so let's see. First one. Okay, so that's the middle, and that is the middle. So instead of play game, what we're going to want to have is main menu. Main menu button, and then we'll need to change the text of it. So instead of saying play game, we want to say main menu, like that. Perfect. And then instead of going to, where is it? So let's go back here. So now we need to drag in our game manager so we have access to our scene management. So in our game manager we want to go to our main menu from the main menu button pressed, and the same thing from our game manager. On the exit button we want to go to game manager, and the exit game function needs to be called whenever that is pressed. Okay, so let's see. First of all, let's go ahead and add in a text, and we will call this pause menu, like that. I think that's not right. Cool. Let's say game paused. And then let's go ahead, drag in our font that we like that, and then we can change the text to white, increase the size, we can go ahead and center it, so that looks good. We'll make this a bit bigger, because why not, and we can probably just put that like that maybe. So let's see, what does that look like? That looks good, very nice. So let's go ahead and say, so what I want to do is we actually want to disable this so that we can actually play our game. And then when we go game manager, is it? Yeah. So in our game manager we want to go to the update, and we want to get a new reference to our panel, which we need to say, let's go and say serialize field game object pause panel, like that. And then we want to say, let's see, global script we have an is paused. Okay, so do we have access to our global script in here? No. So what we want to do is we want to go and get access to that. So let's copy that again, and then where were we? Game manager. We can put that over here, and then we need to, again, in our start, in the start method, we need to go ahead and look for the the game object that has a tag of game manager, just like that. So now we can go in our update. So let's say if if is or global script dot is paused, we want to set pause panel dot set active to true, like this. And then let's just go and say, or let's just say else pause panel dot set active is equal to false, like that. But then what we want to do is we need a way of pausing the game. So let's go and say if what is it? If input capitals input dot get button down keycode dot escape, I think it is. Yeah, escape. Okay, let's see. We did this somewhere else, I think. Okay, so this needs to be get key down, rather. Get key down, keycode dot escape, and then here we want to go global. We want to go and say global script dot is paused, well, not is active, and something else is paused as equal to true. Let's see. So let's see if this works. Hopefully it does. So we might need to drag in our pause panel into our game manager in here. So yeah, pause panel is over there. So let's see, play our game. Hopefully we get access to this, so we can still play. If we press escape, we get access to our button, so that looks good. Our game is still playing in the background, but we'll go ahead and fix that. We'll go ahead and pause the gameplay. If we go main menu, we get and press on the main menu button, we get brought back to our main menu. And then if we go and see, okay, first of all we got errors here, so let's see. So let's see, game manager. we have object reference not set to an instance of an object in our game manager class. So let's see. Game manager. So if we go to our game main menu scene, save that. Game manager pause panel. Okay, so we're gonna have to change this again because we can't look for our pause panel in our main menu because it's not there. So in our, where is it? UI manager, I think it was, no, game manager, we need to go and change this to private. And then the same thing we did to this, we just need to go in here and say pause panel is equal to game object dot find game object with tag, and then we'll go and say pause panel tag, just like that. Let's go ahead and create this string. So just go private read only string called pause panel tag, and that is going to be equal to our pause panel. So we'll copy that just so we make sure we spell it the same when we add it onto our pause panel. Let's go do that now. So back into our game scene, it was under our canvas and the pause panel. Oh, we need to create a new tag, and we'll call that pause panel. So let's go add that onto our pause panel. So now hopefully it works. So let's go ahead and pause the game. Okay, clearly not. We got another error. Okay, so let's see. 51, line 51. Let's see what's on line 51 over here. Pause panel dot set active. Okay, that's weird. We still got access to it. Find object with tag pause panel. Hold on, let's see. Interesting. So null reference object. Okay, let's replay it. So game manager, I don't understand. So my game manager dot update. So something in our update is not right. So if global script dot is paused, then we want to go pause panel dot set active. So here we've got maybe let's see, transform maybe. Okay, let's just go. Let's go here and see Unity find panel in script. Accessing a panel from the script. That sounds roughly the same thing of what we're trying to do. There's no such thing as a panel component. The panel created from the UI menu is a game object with a rectangle rect transform and image. Okay. Okay, so that's not that helpful. Let's go and see Stack Overflow. Let's see. Panel.set active. Okay, so that's what we want to do, but it's not working. So let's see. Rect transform. Let's try that. Maybe that'll work. So instead of using that, well, okay, no, I don't think that's gonna work. Let's see. Let's see what we can do here. So maybe if we, so let's do this. Let's try game object, and we'll call this canvas. So let's go ahead and find canvas with a canvas tag. We'll copy that and paste that over there. So let's see, does our canvas have a canvas tag on it? Hopefully it does. No, it doesn't. So this is probably going to have the same outcome, but you never know. Canvas, we'll save that. Let's just see if is that any different. Hopefully it works. Okay, so let's see. Clear. Name pause panel does not exist in the current context. Okay, game manager on line 48. So line 48. Okay, so let's pause panel. Okay, let's see. Canvas. Canvas. Hopefully there's no errors now. Okay, no errors. Play the game. We're probably going to get an error, which we don't, surprisingly. Okay, we do. So let's see, game manager. Null reference exception. Okay, so for line 51, which is here. So if the game is not paused, okay. So let's see, if we go back here and say how to disable a canvas. How to set canvas to not active. Active in Unity. By scripting, that's what we want. Okay, canvas object dot set active, canvas object dot get component canvas. Actually, let's just try something else quick. So let's just go ahead and revert all of that to the point where we had the panel. Okay, so that's a bit too far. Pause panel like that. So we get, okay, so let's go and find it by name, which we can we, let's see, Unity find object by name. Okay, so let's see, game object dot find pause panel. Interesting. Okay, so let's try that. Var pause panel of type game object is equal to game object dot find. Okay, so that's not working. Pause panel is equal to let's go to a different one. A lot of debugging we have to do here. Okay, this returns a game object named hand. Hand is equal to game object dot find public game object hand. This returns a game object named hand. Hand must not have a parent in the hierarchy view. Oh, I didn't know that, so that's pretty cool that you can do that. Okay, so let's go and say, let's just go and put this back. So game object dot find what is it called? Pause panel. That's what it's called. I hate it when it does that. put that in string pause panel like that. Hopefully that works. Okay, so that works. We just need to replace it. Which I don't know why it works, because it's exactly the same thing, but anyway. Okay, so we can find that. So hopefully this works now, which I have a feeling it's not going to work, because that's not really much of a difference. So that's not going to work. No, it's not. Game manager. No reference exception. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Game manager dot update at asset script game manager on line 50, which is this line. Let's just comment that out and see if this works, because clearly there's something wrong here, but I can't figure it out. So let's go and play this again, and it's not going to work. Okay, it does work. If we press pause, interesting. Okay, so it is finding it, but for some reason you can't set it active or not active in the script, which is weird. Unity set panel active. Let's see. Game object. Okay, so here they get a game object just like that, which is what we've done, but ours is set to maybe that's how. No. Maybe. So what if we go pause panel dot game object dot set active? Maybe. Let's see. Dot game object dot set active. Hopefully we get some luck, because we are now at 1 hour and 22 minutes in the stream. So play, hopefully no errors. Okay, we still get errors, which is weird. Okay, let's see what we got left. Okay, so we've only really got our game over panel, which we're gonna have the same problem with this. So maybe we might have to add in a 6th episode where we try and figure this out. Otherwise this video is going to be very, very long, and we will probably have the same problem with the with the game over menu. Let's see. So it all worked when it was just dragged and dropped in, but then... Okay, wait, I know how to fix... No, I don't know how to fix it. I had an idea, but that's only going to work for the main menu. Maybe actually, let's just try that again, because then we can do something. So we'll leave that like that, and then in here we will say let's see. No, because that's not a problem that we have. We don't really have that problem. Hold on, let's see. Okay, so let's say, first of all, we need to say if scene manager dot what is it, dot get active scene. How do we get the active scene again? Can't remember. community get active scene dot get active. Okay, so we need to do that. So let's say here var scene is equal to this. We'll cut that and paste that there like that, and then in here we want to say if scene is not equal to game scene, or is equal to game scene, sorry. This needs to be a string, just like that. Then we want to be able to do all of this. Okay, so why is this not working? Let's see. The operator cannot be applied to scene and string scene.name. Or let's just go scene name probably is equal to scene manager gets active scene.name like that, and let's go scene name here. Okay, what did I just do? So scene name dot name. So hopefully that will. Okay, so we only want to be able to press X to pause the game by pressing escape when we're in the game scene, and the same thing, we only want to be able to set the pause menu active and not active when we are in the game scene. We also only want to count the blocks and load in new levels when we are in the game scene. So that is going to fix that. So we won't be doing any of this when we're in the main menu scene. So I doubt this is going to have any difference to our errors, but you know what, let's just go and try it anyway. So we are still getting this error of object reference not set to an instance of an object. Okay, so game manager line 53. So somehow, which is not true, let's just go public. Change that to public, and then we don't need this because we can just drag it in. Let's just see what this does. If we drag it in, we might need to figure out another way to solve it in the main menu rather than in the game menu. So if we drag, so if we drag that in when we're not in game mode, let's drag that in. Play this, so this should work in the game scene, which it does. We got a pause menu, we can go to the main menu, but then we still get this error because in our main menu scene we still have access to this, which we don't really want. But the thing is, we had this exact same problem when using the global script in our in our global manager itself, which is why we did it like this. So anyway, I don't know. So I think I'll do some research on this and see what the problem is. I think I have had this problem before, I just can't remember how to fix it. But for now, let's just go and commit this because we're coming up to an hour and a half on this stream. So let's go to GitHub, just save everything quick. So let's go File, Save Project. These are all saved, correct? They are. So in this episode we did game UI, and more game levels. Okay, so we created a few more levels and started working on our game UI, including our lives label and the score label, and let's say need to fix the pause menu bug. Okay, so we'll leave that like that. So we will go and commit that to our main branch, and then we'll go ahead and push it. So for now, let's just have a look. So we added our game menu, and we are still working on our pause menu. So we'll go ahead and stretch this out to an extra episode again, just because coding is very unpredictable. You never know what bugs you're going to come across. But for now, I think that's it for this episode. We are on 1 hour and 30 minutes, so it's quite long. So hopefully I'll do some research into the problem, and then the next episode should be very fast, because we only really need to fix the problem and then add in our the game over menu. So when you've broken all the blocks in all the levels, it just pops up the similar menu to pause menu, which is going to be a game over menu, and then there'll be one button saying go back to the main menu, or two buttons, one saying go back to the main menu, or the other saying restart the game, probably. And then from there, I think that will be the end of this series, and then we will start our third series of the channel. So that is something exciting. I don't actually know what game it's going to be in, but it will probably be like a small version of Angry Birds, probably, but in a theme of like angry zombies. So look forward to that. If that sounds interesting to you, please do subscribe to the channel and turn your notifications on, because those episodes will be coming out soon, so you don't want to miss them. But for now, I hope you liked this episode, and this series is coming to an end. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next series. Thank you. Bye.